Okay, so now I'm joined by Problem X. How's it going, man?
It's going good, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying EGX so far?
So far it's really fun. I'm liking watching all the games. So yeah, it's cool.
Cool. So you recently quit your day job to become a full-time pro player. How are you using this extra time?
Having more time to watch videos of players who I know are attending the tournaments I'll be going to. More time to practice and develop new strategies.
Okay. Do you think it makes you more of a threat?
Well, yeah, it makes me more comfortable going into tournaments, and then therefore, if I'm more comfortable with myself, I can perform better, which should ultimately make me a bigger threat.
Cool. So you're the only M Bison player at the moment who's like currently winning CPT events. Why do you think the character is less popular than most?
Because there's a lot of other alternate characters you can choose to get wins in a faster, easier manner. And also, he requires like a mental strain on the player to play him, which a lot of people don't want to impose on themselves.
Okay. So he's a long way from being like anywhere near like easy mode.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Okay. So what do you really like seeing in Bison that just other players don't? I mean, what is it about his toolset that really appeals to the way you play?
Well, I like the character design. He's really cool. He's definitely very boss mode. He hits heavy, which is what I like, and because of that, you're always going to scare people because they know if they make one or two mistakes, it's over.
Okay. Are there any kind of like matchups where you would like consider like counterpicking with another character, or are you literally like just in Bison all the way?
I'm just going to play Bison. If I lose to a Bison in a hard matchup, I'll get better and better at it, because one thing that always scares opponents is when they know their character wins, but they know that you're good.
Yeah.
Cammy is the closest I've come to counterpicking,
right.
But I'm going to try and overcome that as well.
Okay. Do you think it gives you like a significant advantage, like playing a character that there just isn't like anybody else out there to get experience against? Because obviously like you're like the pretty much the best Bison, and if anyone wants to train up for that matchup without playing you, they can't, because nobody else is playing it at that level.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple Bisons out there that are good, but yeah, I believe that I've fleshed the character out a bit more. I would say what probably gives me an advantage, because the character doesn't really have many cheap stuff, like not a lot of overheads or command grabs. So when I beat people, it's sheerly on fundamentals, and that alone can scare somebody.
Cool. What are your hopes for Street Fighter V in 2018?
I'm going to be traveling a lot more, so I plan to win, or hopefully win, premieres in Asia and America. That is the stepping stone. I want to see another Capcom Cup. I want to get invited to all the invitationals, you know, like the Canadian one just gone. And such and such. Red Bull Kumite.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
What about the actual like game itself? How do you hope the game evolves? Like in terms of like, you know, like if Capcom was to change anything about it next year?
I think they need to sort out some characters. I would like to see a change to. I don't want them to take everything away, because it makes hype. Like Laura is hype to watch, but I'd like to see them change. Maybe add another mechanic or something that differentiates an excellent player who's put time in from a good player.
Okay.
What
do you think that mechanic might be? I mean, like if you were given like, you know, the ability to add something to the game, what would you add?
I would add an incentive to do max damage or optimal combos. For example, right now you could do jab, light elbow with Laura and you're still +2. Whereas on counter hit, you can actually get light jab, crouch, medium punch, medium elbow, and that's also +2. So there's no reason to really do the harder link if you still get the same situation. So I'd want the easier links to get worse situations, so you can get better situations for actually doing the harder thing.
Okay. So like more even in terms of like risk reward for what you're doing.
Yeah, or just like you can see, oh, this Laura player is of this level because he's converting these counter hits, and because of that, he's getting better situations, which makes it easier for him to win because he's putting the time.
Right, I see what you mean.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. How would you like to see M Bison change if like they make any changes to him next year?
I want to see for M Bison when he's in V trigger, if they take a bit of his gauge for an EX bar, if he has access to a Psycho Crusher.
Oh, you want the Psycho Crusher back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no longer restricted to just critical art. You want it like added as like a main part of his repertoire.
Yeah, if I'm in V trigger and it costs me EX, then it means if you get me early in the game, I still can't use it. And if you get me in just in that limited state, then I have access to it.
Okay, well, I guess we'll see if you get your wish. You never know. How would you describe the current state of the UK Street Fighter scene?
I would say it's up and coming. Events like Gfinity are helping to bring players together. In terms of like skill level, I don't think there's enough commitment from enough of the players, which is why we tend to fall short. I don't think it's inability. I just think it's lack of desire to want it, you know, as much as someone like myself. And because of that, that's why we can fall short sometimes. But the ability is definitely there.
Okay. I suppose a lot of them would have to probably need to prove themselves like sponsors to maybe get to the point where they could make it their full-time occupation before they can kind of maybe commit to that kind of level. But you think more of them need to literally just make that kind of sacrifice and make it their full-time commitment in life? Or?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the G-Fitness people got really, really lucky. A lot of people are getting sponsors and they've done nothing. So, you know, I want to see people put themselves out there off their own money, you know, their own incentive to go and do well, and then you'll get rewarded rather than just waiting for it to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at EGX this year, I mean, last year, GamerB came along with a bunch of other Asian players as well, pretty much freed up Europe. Whereas we're looking at pools today, EGX, we've seen Goichi's been beaten, some of the other top Asian players have been beaten in Europe. What do you think's changed from last year compared to this year?
Well, the players that have been beaten, for example, Goichi, he's currently already qualified.
True.
So his mentality behind competing at this tournament might be different. However, there has been some other upsets, and I think that we've got stronger. The game's been out more, so people know a bit more.
Yep.
I think the Japanese community or Asian community on the whole tend to access or get the knowledge faster than us.
Yes.
But now that we have it as well, it's now becoming more of an even ground. Which is why you're seeing lots of upsets, or I wouldn't call them upsets because we know the players, but in the eyes of the general public, upsets.
Yeah.
And the characters that are being used, a lot of Lauras. I'm not seeing anyone out fundamental the Asians yet, and that for me is the real win. You can gamble somebody out, and that's all we're really seeing. It's Lauras that are causing the upsets, or the odd Balrog Jag at Daigo the other day.
Right. Yeah.
It's no one's really out fundamental to anybody yet, so I'm still waiting to see that before I say any more now.
You pretty much think if we were still back in the Street Fighter 4 area, these players
free. Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Who loves anime more, Logan Sama or Kotaku?
I do not have a Scooby-Doo about that one, but I'll probably say Kotaku.
I can't get anybody to commit to these yet. All right, okay. And then obviously, this is the last premiere in Europe, and then we got EU finals next weekend. Daigo, the past champion, isn't allowed to be there. So what do you think is going to happen at EU finals this year?
I believe I'm in good form to win. I would like to see, if I get enough points here, I would like to see Pax have a victory so he can get into the cup. But I believe on form right now and for the lineup, obviously I don't know who I'm playing yet because I played the last chance qualifier guy, but I'm confident to win.
Reversal. He's going to have to activate.
Oh,
he gets him and puts him back in the corner. He's got a bar and a half.
Bro! Oh, the meaty! You got
One
this
more
right now,
touch.
Captain Kun. Oh! He still can't deal with it! Problem X takes it!
Oh my word!
Your EGX 2017 champion!
Okay, so now I'm joined again by Problem X, who has just won EGX here at Birmingham, narrowly beating Gachikun in grand finals and not being sent to Lunasis either. How does it feel?
It feels really, really good. I'm really happy with practice is paying off. And it's my third tournament win in a row.
Yeah, man.
I've finally got a premier as well, which makes all the difference because a lot of people, international were here. Yeah, I'm just really happy. It still hasn't fully sunk in yet, but yeah, I'm really happy.
1,000 points clear now. You're in the kind of upper echelon of CPT leaderboard. So you're guaranteed good seeding, Capcom Cup. It's all pretty much in the bag.
Yeah. Obviously, Capcom Cup, I want to try to repeat the performance.
Obviously.
Yeah, I've got regional finals next week, so I'm really, happy going into that as well. I was happy to retain the throne in the UK and put Bison on the map on a premier.
Yeah. And then, how do you feel about how Gachikun played in both sets?
He played amazing. He came back 2-2 each time. They could have went either way each time.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I learned a lot just from playing him in those two sets.
Yeah.
I think he's extraordinarily good. But yeah, I mean, my defense clutched it for me, I think.
Toughest opponent of the whole tournament?
Yes, definitely. Both times as well. It's not like he was easier one time. Yeah, it was definitely. Yeah, yes.
Well, congratulations on your win, man, and good luck in EU Regional Finals next weekend. Take it easy, guys.